Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Empires of the Undergrowth, episode number 3 in our series going through the storyline. So we have a couple things left over from the end of the last mission. We can go take care of that, but I can do that off camera. What I want to do here with you is the adaptations. So we have a pretty interesting decision. I feel like this is one of the most difficult ones to do. We have a choice between corrosive and high pressure, 6 venom versus 4.5 physical. And that by itself is kind of like a no-brainer if you only want to maximize the wood ant damage. This is also a no-brainer for maximizing wood ants because the wood ant ranged attack is pure venom. So weakening would be just a big boon for that. The problem that I have is that if I have the stats correctly, which is just looked up online, I think that the mortar volley, it fires pretty slowly, but it fires 12 venom damage every every 2 seconds, I think, or so. And the leaf cutters will do 20 physical damage at 1 every second. So leaf cutters are actually by far your higher DPS per ant unit. Now, leaf cutters are also insanely expensive. You can probably get more DPS divided by food, like per food, out of wood ants. And venom is generally less resisted by other creatures. But if we want to have them do additional damage, it seems like it behooves us to actually do the physical damage because then our leaf cutters will also benefit from that. And if we do additional physical damage, then I feel like we might as well increase the high pressure damage. This will also round out wood ants as being more capable on their own. So that's what we're going to do. We're basically just going to... It's a little bit of a conservative play, even. We could lean into the venom, but I think that instead we're going to go ahead and lean into the physical because leaf cutters are really good. So that said, I don't know, we have 122 royal jelly left. We can probably figure out ways of spending that. I'm going to go off and get more food. I mean, I think we actually need literally more food. We need more food storage. So let me first do that and get this whole thing squared away, and then we'll jump into the next mission. Okay, diving into the next mission, we have the Queen of the Hill. It's a interesting one. I think that both work for this, again, but I like Mortar because it does so much damage to the ladybugs, which we'll have to fight.
A number of small Formica, Rufa, and Fusca colonies have established themselves on this beach. Those nearest to the water's edge have enjoyed the first pick of the washed-up seafood for the past few days. However, as the sun and moon near alignment and the first spring tide of the month approaches, high tide draws nearer to these intrepid ants. Seemingly aware of their circumstances, these colonies are preparing to relocate to higher ground. There is only one way up the bank, and the route is currently occupied by a small Rufa colony. These defenders will have to hold their ground against the oncoming siege. It will be 3 days before the high tide washes away the competition. If the colony survives, it will inherit the beach. But this won't be an easy fight.
So, early start of the game, get workers. We are going to need them. A little bit at least. And as soon as these guys decide to hatch, get all this going. There's ladybugs. Alright, now we need to start getting defenses going, so let's see.
Although the nests nearer the water have better access to the food washed up by the sea, this Rufa colony need not starve. The plant life growing nearby is home to herds of grey aphids. As they feed on plant sap, these tiny insects excrete droplets of honeydew, which the wood ants find irresistible. They need only protect the aphids from danger to receive a constant supply of sugary liquid. Doing so is not always simple, however. Hungry ladybird beetles know exactly where the aphids like to graze. They can strip an unguarded stem bare in a mere matter of minutes. The ants will need to keep a close watch over their flock.
So what we're supposed to be doing is chasing off these ladybugs because they're going to steal the aphids, which are producing goods that we can take. It's a nice, cool game mechanic. You know, in theory. It's not supposed to be super frustrating. Let's do this. But in the beginning of the game, we just need a lot of workers to gather more food more quickly. Kind of rotating between everything here, but that should be what we're doing mostly. Let's get number 1 up here as soon as we have enough number 2. So they'll gather food a little bit faster, which is what we need right now. Come on, come on, come on. Go. We can't harvest fast enough right now. We definitely can't take out those ladybugs. We're off to a pretty good start, I think, though. Mostly because we're gathering so many gather workers. These guys. They're really helping out. Left 1 food there. We'll get back to that, though. Don't get that one. Oh, that one's fine, actually. More of these guys. We're gonna need more food storage, which I don't know where I'll put. Maybe up here. Is there no reason for us to go up here other than for food? Can you gather that? Oh, we're actually fighting now. Of course, I am telling 3 to do stuff, and they can do nothing, since they aren't in that group. Alright, let's get more food storage on this side. I don't want them to have to go too far in to get the food, though. That's the problem. Alright, just get more of that, then we need more food storage. I'll probably do 1 layer of it. I mean 1 layer of food storage right here. It's just easier for them. And then in times of when we don't need, it'll be good. More of that. More of these. Alright, we're starting to really hit a stride here. So we really can't do anything against them on one side. We have to pick a side right now. And I think we got
a party
the
of Formica fusca black ants are heading inland. The high ground roofer colony must defend their territory.
Alright, we'll station. Ready for the attack. We're going to miss with the mortars, and this is a problem. Mortars are low DPS unless you can lock down your enemy first.
The battle has begun.
Then they do just tons of damage. Okay, back we go. And we want to continue to get more people to gather more food. Tons of food coming in right now, which is great. Gathering on both sides now, which is also good.
The roofer colony on the low ground are sending troops to clear a path for their queen. The high ground colony must keep them at bay.
Should just smoke the units in the front. Yeah, you can see that most of the damage comes from the shooters. Jeez, that comes from the shooters. Alright, get back over there. And probably what we actually want to do is switch number 2 and number 1. This is interesting because 1 can still act as a meat shield for the shooters. And 2 actually does enough damage that they can keep off the aphid. Not aphids, the ladybugs on their own. Oh, and we are maxed. So let's continue our upgrades. Did that guy get one first? I don't know. Achievement requirements met. Separation of duties. I don't even know what that is. But you can see that these guys at least do hit the ladybugs. And that means that when they get down to only 75% health, so only lose 25%, that's enough for them to disengage. Alright, we need more. More food. Roof aphids are feeding. Ladybirds, as they call them. I think they're ladybugs. Size and frequency will increase at night. Okay.
Have relented their siege for now. Night approaches. And with it, it brings a host of nocturnal predators out onto the beach. The high ground ants could go underground to wait out the night, but they would have to leave their precious aphids unguarded. It is a difficult choice for this colony. Face the peril out in the open, or hide away and risk losing their only reliable source of food.
So we're going to go ahead and do our best to hold off the attacks using our workers on one side and our, warriors on the other. As I said, the meat shield from from my one group. 1 is workers, 2 is the melee, and then 3 is my shooters. So I may refer to them that way because that's how they're hot grouped. We need more. I think we need more of these guys, though. Hopefully that doesn't bust open that. Otherwise we're going to have to shift priorities very quickly. Probably do some upgrading over here.
The workers have done all they can to improve these food stores.
This is working well, though, you can see. We're getting those ladybugs before they get over. Maybe not as much on this side. That's a lot. That guy we got off, right? That guy I think we got him first. That guy, oh man, look at that. They're already ready to go with another wave, though. Yeah, we need more help here. Let's upgrade the food storage. I might have the number 1 go under and collect some more stuff. They're not terrible warriors. They can take on these guys on their own. So let's have them do that. That'll maximize our food income, I guess. Hopefully they can survive this attack. Yeah, this guy is a one-hit kill. That's not good. Alright, 1, we need you over here. Sorry. Waste of my killing off these guys. Plus, we're losing the aphids anyway. It's kind of like a really bad situation. You get so powerful, you can actually kill the ladybugs outright. Anyway, continue upgrading. Once we survive this first night, I haven't been doing any cuts. In my head, at least, I haven't done any. Could always do it in post, but I feel like things have been pretty active. I think things will start slowing down as soon as we can get this next stuff going. And I do want more of these guys. I really do. I feel like we're actually pretty much okay on this. These guys are just doing so much damage. The way I've divided it, at least. I mean, if I could subdivide it into half, if I could break these 19 into a group and like 10 and 12 actually mixed, combined arms, I think we'd be in a lot better shape. But we can't do that. At least not the way I've done it. I could have broken up these areas, and then we could have, but I didn't do that.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
We're gonna maybe take some losses here, but I'm gonna be okay with it, I guess. Alright, we'll just go fight him in there then. Hopefully these guys can survive until that guy's dead. Yeah, that worked. And luckily for us, when the workers die, they only cost 2 to bring back. The real pain is obviously when you lose the other guys, they're 5 to bring back. Otherwise, we can fight off both sides at the same time. These guys, sure, they don't have high DPS, which is bad for the ladybugs, but they have very good armor and all that, so they can take out the other threats. So we're in good shape. I think this is a really good way of balancing this mission. Is exactly how I've done it. Of course, that's why I'm doing it, because I think it's the right way. I wouldn't intentionally pursue the wrong path. We're full up on... We have all 19? No, 24 down here.
And the battle for the high ground will soon continue. The high ground colony defended their aphid flocks well, succeeding in securing vital food supplies to see them through the oncoming onslaught. The Fusca colony is sending a wave of warriors to clear a path for their queen.
Alright, well, I think that we're already kind of on a roll, so I will cut away until something significant happens.
Night falls, and a temporary truce emerges between the warring colonies. Once again, the high ground wood ants must make a choice. Do they defend the aphids, or will they hide, resting their forces until the morning?
Well, we made some changes. Well, not really changes, but advances. We now have this nice creep highway. If you're a StarCraft player, I'm sure you'll understand the reference. Yeah, I feel like I'm very good shape. I'm gonna call off number 1 just so they can be here. I can push a little bit beyond. See what's over here. Oh,
Predators are loose in the nest.
Okay,
the larvae must be protected.
Maybe just 2, or maybe just 3 goes. That can be... Oh my god, get out of there. Good. Perfect. Okay, come back. 1 and 3. Actually, just 3. To go back over here. They gonna fight? Oh, okay, we're gonna have our hands full in a moment, but we got this. I don't know why I need to do that. It's such a minuscule gain. Oh, we actually killed a ladybug. We killed 2 ladybugs so far. Yeah, that's how powerful your range units are going to get. Whereas, not so much these guys. I may want to start a second area so that I can have, actually break up my troops more. I think I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and just get that started.
The workers have done all they can to improve these food stores. Dawn breaks, and the battle for the high ground will soon continue. The high ground colony defended their aphid flocks well, succeeding in securing vital food supplies to see them through the oncoming onslaught.
I'd say that on the right, we're killing off these ladybugs about half the time. Well, maybe like 1 in 4. And I don't think they ever even get to this on the left side anymore, although it's not, it's a little bit different since they don't ever kill them. Yeah, so we've done a good job excavating over here. We can now make our home. I mean, because I have group 1 is now not just the workers, they have spitters to back them up, which gives us the capability of really taking on pretty much anything. And food stores are just constantly full. And hey, that's a good sign, isn't it?
More black ants are emerging from the Fuska nest.
Which way? Yeah, this way. I wonder if my soldier ants can just take them on by themselves. But I won't do that. I probably should have retasked group 1 instead of doing it this way. Alright. Whoever's arrived there is going to be sufficient. We're strong enough that I'm sure we could go down and raid. Now, we're only playing on medium difficulty, and that's the reason why we're just so strong. Harder difficulties would not be this forgiving. And, oh my gosh, we're completely maxed on food already. Jeez.
The workers have done all they can to improve this highway. Both lower ground colonies are now sending out armies at the same time.
Alright, cool. So we're going to attack from both sides. I'm just going to retreat back to the mound. Really, what I probably should do is this. 2 defend on that side, and 3 defend on this side. Oh, yeah, okay, well, I guess we're fighting in here. Unexpected, but probably still fine.
Night falls, and a temporary truce emerges between the warring colonies. Once again, the high ground wood ants must make a choice. Do they defend the aphids, or will they hide, resting their forces until the morning?
Alright, I've converted group 1 into kind of a powerhouse, and now we're just going to let them just go through everything. Just kill, smash, obliterate.
There are intruders in the nest.
And with that AoE, they're going to be doing really good damage. Well, it's a bit funny. I haven't even watched the battle up in the top. Every time I look up there, like, we're killing ladybugs, we're not having any problem. I mean...
There are intruders in the nest.
Things are looking pretty good. I think we can just kind of expand out wherever we want now. Honestly, the thing I would like to upgrade the most is the people under my queen, because maybe I need to do that, just get a different set of workers to help them. Get a different set of melee people to help group 3. Should be doable. These guys basically don't die anymore.
Last night's high tide was dangerously close to the low ground nests. Today is their last chance to relocate. The low ground colonies won't show any restraint. Their attacks will be desperately vicious. Fortunately for the high ground colony, many aphids survived the night. Access to food will be pivotal for the upcoming battle.
Oh, yeah, here we go. I mean, I think that we're fine just with what we have. Can defend pretty well. Well, this is quite a battle. Looks like they went with both rapid fire and mortar. Don't know how they get away with that. Probably fighting them on the choke is a good point, though. Our splash damage is going to ruin these guys. Oh my gosh, it's ruining them. Holy cow. Ruining us, too. Let's back up now. I mean, this doesn't... It's inconsequential. We could just fight them. What we could do is just pull back inside of here, and then we would absolutely dominate, because they would be killed the moment they come in.
The day is almost over. The low ground is already starting to flood. The lower ground nests are emptying completely, and the ants are rushing up the bank.
Look! Their queen!
This is their final assault.
Crazy. That's cool. There's plenty of more food for us too. Well, obviously a huge victory. Probably could have done this one on a harder difficulty. But I think the later missions might be a little tougher. As we'll see. There it is.
There are intruders in the nest. The wood ants upon the hill have finally defeated their would-be successors. Tomorrow their empire will expand to the undefended intertidal flats below, commanding both the aphid farms and the bounty of the sea. This colony will rise to become an undeniable power in the Undergrowth.
Great. We'll take the extra royal jelly, as always. Actually did somehow complete some achievements. You did after fitting off 2 ladybirds within 30 seconds of each other from set. Oh, okay. Wow. I love sashimi. Bringing home 100 food from a fish.
How is the colony progressing?
The Queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
Well, we cleaned up the food from the last mission and we used all of it. We have 6,000 stored. It's just an insane amount. So much so that I have no reason to really do the next Queen of the Hill challenge mode. That would give us more... I mean, the really thing it would give us is royal jelly. But adaptations-wise, I think we're okay. What I'm going to do is... So it's a little interesting with the Gene Thief worker. This should be a worker in my opinion. But the missions that you get, the storyline stuff that you get, there's almost no reason to have a real worker. The only times you're going to need to gather food is just when it's sprinkled at the surface. But usually there's a small pause in the action, and it's not that much of a pause. You may even have your like black ants gathering that food or something. So, in my opinion, it's actually better to make these things like backup fighters, like in a pinch. So for that reason, I'm going to make them defensive. And what was this one? So I would prefer to make them efficient brute if this was like a normal scenario where you had to go and gather, you know, the food from different areas, but that's not the case. So we're not going to do that. We have a little bit of leftover, so we can do either Second Wind or Fierce Mother. I like this confusion, but being invulnerable is really hard to beat. I don't think we'll pick one yet. We'll save the points. In fact, what I can do is I think that the Wood Ant soldiers are going to benefit from attack speed. And you notice that as you invest more points in these guys, the next improvement gets more expensive. This is one thing that if you wanted, you could grind for a very long time and get really good upgrades. So we have 76 left. That still gives us enough, I think, to do the other Queen upgrade if we want. But we have increased attack speed at least somewhat significantly by a total of 8%. We'll confirm that. Yeah, we still have the 50 jelly for that. But let's go ahead and do the next storyline mission.
The colony seems to have made significant progress. Perhaps it is time we began phase 2 of the trial.
Agreed. I will prepare the feeder colonies.
Really don't remember what this mission involves.
Let's ease them in with a familiar disturbance. Introduce 20 Formica fusca ants.
The Fusca colony is attached, and the ants are on their way.
But these are just tier 1 ants. I don't think that we'll face any problems. In fact, we have 6,015. Let's see if that number even goes down. Since all of our ants are tier 3, we're actually at the max cap, 125. I could get more if I actually deleted workers, but max population.
I see they haven't lost their potency. Now let's try the Formica rufa ants.
The Rufa will be more aggressive. Our Raptors will need to put up a strong defense. Adding 20 Rufa ants.
I feel like if we flank these guys, it'd be a little bit better. But anyway.
Once again, our Raptors have neutralized the threat to their queen.
Good. Continue the experiment as before, but don't push the colony too hard.
Of course not. That would be irresponsible.
Oh boy.
Introducing 40 Rufa ants.
Okay, so let's try to flank. Did we lose any?
Excellent defense.
Yeah, we definitely lost some. If we had brought them into the
Increasing to 50 Rufa
area, I mean, if we brought them into our, like, watch, we can do it this way. Let's see if they actually all make it in there or not. Probably not. Yeah, these two are dead for sure, but let's just see what happens. So these two will be gone. We'll be at 60-22. Let's see how well they defend here. Oh, there was an achievement for no entry. Well, I should have just done that then. I didn't know that. But I think at this point, it's just going to be impossible for them to make any ground up.
Good, good. Would it be unfair to help the colony out? Perhaps. But I'm feeling generous. Collect your seeds swiftly, my little ants.
Now, let's see how they handle the Rufa and the Fusca invaders. We will start with 30 of each.
So I feel bad about not accomplishing that achievement, which we very easily could have done. Bummer. But at the same time, I'm not too... now that it's already over, this is going to be like... they're just going to... Because the AoE, our guys have AoE, so it's just going to decimate any ants that come in here.
A wonderful victory on two fronts.
Not really on two fronts, right?
Perhaps we should try 3 colonies this time.
This is probably why they don't...
Introducing 30 of each. Rufa, Fusca, and Raptor ants.
Rufa, Fusca, and a Raptor. I don't know which ones are which, honestly. I mean, the Rufa are the wood ants. But we will neutralize them. Oh god, it's just gonna be so... The AoE is gonna be so devastating. This is why the mortar ants are so good. They're so good.
Good, good. A little helping hand for what comes next. Collect it quickly. Faster, faster.
We have a good amount of speed tiles too, because just tons of food to spend on anything.
I wonder how long they will survive against a sustained flow from all 3 colonies. Let's see.
Yeah, I should have done this on the surface. This is a little too easy. (6272). Let's see how we do. 6272.
You are doing well, my intrepid raptors, but what's this? A giant tiger beetle has joined the fray.
Where? Did he die already? Oh. He did.
And another, and another. Oh no, 3 tiger beetles.
They just melt. So we were at 6272, which means that we have lost 4. Let's have our food gatherers go pick that up. I suspect that if you were doing the non-mortar ones, they would also be very effective here. Because they would kill them a little bit faster. But the AoE for the mortars is also good, right? Oh, one of these guys actually started shooting my... Oh, this poor guy. We have no more food.
Good work, my little ants.
Ooh,
But
okay,
what's
this is problematic.
1, 2, 3, 9, 10 wolf spiders. It hardly seems fair.
Alright, one is down to 18. We've got a few of our spitters over here, so that's good. And we were able to overcome. Okay, good. Nice that we have these backup guys, the workers. It's perfect.
Yes, yes! Victory to the Ereptor!
What's going on here?
Yes, the ants performed excellently against the roofer. They just staved off an attack from 40 roofer ants.
40? I think that's enough for now. We don't want to overstress them.
Agreed.
Yeah, so we're on medium difficulty. Maybe I don't know if I can upgrade that now that we're already started. So I don't see a way to change the difficulty. Is it here?
Continue to watch over the formicarium.
Oh, it's right.
Additional experiments will be on hold for the time being.
I understand. No more tests.
Yeah, we could have done that one on hard. No problem. Oh well. We are already maxed on food, and we have so much more food that, well, we can do whatever we want. And this is cool. They did give you a break here. They basically say, hey, want to test out how you do against one of these guys? Well, go ahead and do it. We might as well just try to wean ourselves down a little bit.
Beware the wolf spider!
I suspect that we're just going to melt these guys. Look at that. But did they not give you food? Maybe they don't. I don't even think they're killing us, though. Let's try this guy.
Dinner time.
We're still pretty good against them. Alright, well, I think that we're ready for the move now. I mean, there's not much, a lot more we can do. We've stored almost 10,000 food, which is preposterous. It is, truly.
The counterpart colony has been delivered. We need to commence preparation for the final experiment. After that, we can dispose of the specimens and close the project. You should begin transplanting our ereptors into the modular formicarium, and be careful with the queen.
Yes, yes, I know how to use a trowel.
Ugh.
735, I'll take it.
Close the project? Bah! Did you hear that? Final experiment, my foot! I'm in charge of the colony, and I will decide when we've finished testing. There. All set in your new home. Grow quickly, my little ants. We have lots of work to do.
So there has been a bit of a discussion in the comments about whether or not Scientist 2 is good or bad or whatever. And you know what? I mean, he does treat you in a more interested manner, I guess, than Scientist 1, who's just, this is a science experiment. I mean, probably how most people would treat an ant colony. It's just an experimental basis. But well, anyways, we start over now. We got lots of the research that we can apply. And I'll get to figuring out how we want to deal with this colony. We didn't have any food when we first came to the new location, so I did run off and do the challenge mission for Queen of the Hill, which was a perfect way to give us some seed food. And I actually did this one on hard difficulty, which is what I'll be moving to for all events from here on in. And I think that that's a legitimate complaint I saw in the comments of episode 1, that maybe this is a little too easy, and I agree. And I also chose to use the rapid fire ants. They are, I think, maybe potentially better than the mortars. Because they can actually hit a moving target, so they don't need a meat shield in front of them. And 2, they really do have high DPS. The mortars potentially missing a target, not only does it mean you need a meat shield, but if you don't have a meat shield, your DPS, since you fire so slowly, goes way down if you miss a target. And although there is the AoE, I've read online, I've never been able to see this because it all happens so fast in the game, but I read online that if you miss your target, the AoE does not take effect. That doesn't make sense to me, but if it's the way the game mechanics work, then it's probably yet another reason to choose rapid fire. Now, we aren't going to do that. We can't undo it. So I already picked the Leafcutter Major. The choices are between Taunt and Stun. Taunt is a something which lasts for 4 seconds, and where cooldown is 15 seconds before you can taunt again. And then there's Stun, the one I chose. That is 4 seconds of stun, and I think it's only an 8-second cooldown before you can do it again. Now, in my opinion, this is just objectively better, stun. You're limiting the DPS of the other team, and if your Leafcutter Majors are your front lines, you don't need to taunt, they're going to be attacked anyway. So the only reason why you would want taunt is if you were heavily reliant on like fire ants or black ants for your DPS, and Leafcutter Majors were seriously only supposed to be your tanks. But they actually have extremely high DPS. Again, not per food item, but at least per ant, they have very good DPS. So I don't know, I still think that they're potentially useful just as your DPS unit. This is one I want to hear people's opinions on though. We have durable to reduce damage by 3, essentially this is 3 armor. Or we have shockproof, which means that the maximum damage you can take is 20. For reference, the Leafcutter Major hit points, I believe, is 200 at the max rank. That's the rank we'll be using it at. So that means at that point, no creature will be able to do more than 10% of its hit, of the hit points of my majors per hit. That seems pretty good. But, lowering everything by 3, I feel like this is actually a scenario-dependent situation because the upcoming battle we're going to face another group of ants. It's going to be a tug-of-war battle. I love it. Very interesting between us versus another hive full of ants. That would be probably better for durable because they won't be doing that much damage necessarily. But shockproof is going to be better when we fight some behemoth creatures which are up and coming. So, coming up, not up and coming. I guess they're up and coming too, but before I went with durable and I survived just fine, but we'll see. Anyway, that's all I want to say from now on. We got up to level 3 for these guys just so I can spend food, although we don't really have any food to spend right now. In fact, the thing I most need is territory. But in the next one, we'll be doing 3.1 and 3.2 without the challenge because, I haven't played these yet, in this story mode at least. But that'll all wait until the next episode. For now, thanks for watching, and take care.